Okay.
All right.
Jason.
Are we ready?
We are
Okay,
ready.
great. We're here.
I'm so honored to have you
I'm
back.
excited. Yeah, second time.
Second time, because the first time when you were on, the amount of people who wrote in, and I'm not kidding, like that needed to know more of your routine. So I was like, how long have I been trying to get you on?
You have been trying to get me on, but we're here now. It's been a journey and we're really happy to be
You
there.
guys, I've stalked Jason. Like if I have seen that you've been in New York, I'm like, how have you not told me for like a year?
Yeah, but when we had our last get together, you kind of asked the routine at the end of the interview with me and Noah. And I just like threw out like a little something. And I couldn't believe how many people reached out being like, oh, can I learn some more? How do you do da-da-da-da-da?
Yeah.
So it was, we hit a chord there.
We hit a chord.
So we should probably go deeper on that.
I want to go really deep on it. Well,
okay.
That's also been a huge connection point between us.
Mm-hmm.
We're both so passionate about health and wellness, but you really are. I feel like the people who really know you know that you are such a pioneer in this space. Like you call things out before there's ever any wind on this becoming like the hottest or latest new thing. You have a really good pulse on that.
I've been early on a lot of the stuff, but I mean, I think it all comes from, you know better than anybody that the schedule that Noah and I are under. The hospitality business in and of itself starts from the minute we wake up to the minute we go to bed. We're in multiple cities. We're in multiple time zones. We have over 80 venues. We're putting out flyers all the time, and we're out at night. So for me to optimize that and to be present and to be responsible for over 8,000 employees into the business, like my whole passion became like, how do I optimize myself? How do I channel something so I can stay in that energy zone or into that flow state? And so that's where the passion came from. And then I just started making it a hobby. And your husband breaks my balls about it all the time because he thinks I'm ridiculous. And many people probably think I'm ridiculous, but I guinea pig a lot of shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I get in front of it. And I've tried a lot of stuff that makes zero sense and have had terrible reactions. But sometimes you find some stuff that really impacts health and wellness, your energy, your flow. And I think if you could share that or if you could implement that in your life, it's a big game changer.
It's a game changer.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to talk about both things. I really want you to go into the depths of all of the things that have been like the biggest game changers for you. Because, I mean, since I've known you, you are so, like, I feel like your nervous system is so regulated.
It wasn't for a while.
I know, but you...
Yeah, if you want to dive into the nervous system, especially back to, the fires we put out and being constantly under the gun with being a CEO of a company and what we have to manage. HRV, heart rate variability, is a major indicator of how your nervous system is doing. And luckily you have one of these gadgets or they have the watches now where you can track this stuff. And managing your HRV, to me, is one of the most important things that probably nobody talks about. And luckily with the Aura, it really allows you to see what your stress level is. How many hours are you stressed? How many hours are you restored? And that's like a good, like sort of, hey, time to pay attention, or hey, you're doing pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a lot of techniques to channel that back in, or how to restore quickly and keep the balance. So what I think is probably the most helpful is probably meditation, which everybody talks about. And you and I were early to that. I was doing transcendental meditation 20 years ago, and that honestly saved my life. There's no way I could have been where I am now if I didn't have that. But recently, as of probably 3 or 4 years ago, thanks to listening to guys like Huberman talk about NSDR and all that kind of, which is the same thing as Yoga Nidra, which is just a guided meditation where you're really just focusing on your body and taking your mind, shutting off your mind and focusing on your body. It's simplistic in terms, but the effect is pretty dramatic. Like a 20-minute non-sleep deep rest is more powerful than like a 3-hour nap.
And you're laying down
and listening to a guided, and there's different versions. And, my suggestion is find a voice you like and then go through different and then there's also the ability to have binaural beats behind you, which puts your brain wave into a different state, which you want to get the closest thing to like theta, which is almost sleep, where you can really just shut down. Now, a lot of people say to me, well, I can't meditate. I can't shut off my mind. I can't do it. Well, that's that takes time, and guided meditation is probably easier than doing something like transcendental when you're using a mantra,
Right.
right? And the mantra there is used to shut off the busy mind and really evoke what's behind there. And, a transcendental meditation can take you anywhere. It could take you to like organizing your thoughts or just complete relaxation, or it can bring up trauma sometimes.
Right.
So there's elements of that. But with non-sleep deep rest, I think it's probably the easiest way for people to tune right in and level set themselves on a nervous system. The other thing that's really interesting is this gadget called Brain Tap
I don't know
or
it.
Neurovisor. And so what it is I've never seen a technology, or I don't know of a technology that can just drop you into theta within 5 minutes like that. So as upset as you are, as busy as you are, as stressed as you are, you put on the visor. It has a sequence of lights and binaural beats. And through this technology, both of them drop you into that state right away. So it's a pretty powerful tool.
So you have to it's like
Yeah, you lay down.
like a
and
sleep mask.
It's like a sleep mask, and it's about 15 minutes.
And when are you doing that?
I mean, I use that probably once a day, and then I'll do a meditation once a day.
In the morning.
Depends when I'm feeling stressed and how the day is going.
And then when do you do the yoga nidra?
Listen, before I go out to any of the
he always
venues,
meditates, guys.
before I go out to the venues, because the venues are obviously stressful because we're managing, but you're also dealing with a tremendous amount of people with just
Energy.
gnarly energy that are sucking the life out of you 90% of the time. I'm being dramatic. Anyway, I meditate beforehand, because if my glass isn't all the way full, I'm fucked.
You and I we run the same. We're so similar and
we
scary.
have a lot of similarities. That's why we're so close, and we also share our affection for Noah, because Noah is the exact opposite.
He calms us down.
Where he can just be, he's just a soldier and nothing. He's just got this Teflon on him that everything bounces off of him, and that's why we're both attracted to him in our own ways because of that. There's another point. There's another thing I was going to mention. There's a new study out that shows people with different gut microbiomes, dramatically different gut microbiomes, are attracted to each other. And it also made me think, it's just a quick relay, that you and I have sensitive stomachs.
We're highly sensitive people, HSPs.
And Noah doesn't. So that would explain a lot.
You guys, I have to share this because I feel like I remember, the first time we really connected, because you were tough at first. Well, you were so different. You were more, I feel like, more sarcastic, and I don't know, maybe you didn't think I was going to be around long. Who knows? You'd seen people come and go.
Yeah.
But I may have shared this on the episode you were on with Noah, but just high level, when I was covered in cystic acne, when it was at the height of being
I don't think
worst.
Your readers really know. I mean, I know you talk about it, but
I never showed it.
You were blistering with acne.
I know. And I don't even have a lot of photos because I would never take a picture of myself.
It was severe.
It was really bad.
And the fact that you recovered from that, maintained your confidence, is a whole story, and a testament to you, by the way.
Thank you.
Yes.
I mean, but I was at a low when we were on a trip together, and I was trying to cover my acne, and I was on Accutane, which was making me depressed. And
which is a gnarly drug.
It was really, really bad. I mean, it did not do anything great for my mental health, honestly, or my skin.
Mm-hmm.
And I was crying. We were going to a party, but I was really upset. And I think Noah came and told you, and then do you remember this? And you came in my room and you were like, "Come here, I'm going to show you some skincare that's really going to help you." And in the moment, your skin's it's going to dry it out. You're going to feel better.
You a clay mask.
You gave me the clay mask.
It's from Fresh.
But I was hysterical.
Umbro clay.
The fact that you were so, I feel like that's when you really opened up to me.
Well,
because
the truth is, I do remember that, and that was a bonding moment, and we've had many.
We've had many.
I remember that, but when I moved to Vegas for some reason 20 years ago, maybe it was the stress, maybe because I was eating at Tao 7 nights a week, but I had blistering acne too. So I sympathized because I'd been there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that was a connection.
That was a moment. But then there was another where the thing about Noah that I don't think anyone understands is his capacity to go is anything. I've never seen anything like it. And I can go when I'm on, My battery can be at 200%, but you and I have such a
We
strong
need to recharge.
off switch.
Yeah.
And Noah doesn't. And I feel like you and I have caught each other where we're just
Well,
like
Yeah.
dying. And Noah's like, okay, so we're gonna, I'm like, I need a
Yeah.
break.
Well, people are built differently, you know?
Yeah.
I think also, that when you listen to a lot of this stuff with brain chemistry about how dopamine really works, and I think you and I plug into that dopamine and we're 100%, but then we feel the crash.
Yeah.
And there's other people that can just teeter on that nice level without the serotonin disbalancing itself. And so, people are just built differently. I think balancing the nervous system isn't spoken about a lot, because I think a lot of ailments and a lot of this sickness and a lot of this brain fog and I don't feel well is coming from people scrolling too much, being stressed too much. And by the way, scrolling is stressful.
Yeah.
And like plugging into social media is always stressful, because you're always, you've already had a mental health podcast with our good friend Bryce. I had to shout him out, so we don't have to go down that way.
Yes.
But
that was such a good episode.
The detriment of what social media does. And I think without people really plugging into tools to manage their HRV is a major disservice
I agree.
to themselves.
I know. I couldn't agree more. So I want to keep going into your routine because it's so layered. So you're doing the yoga nidra more like before going out?
Yeah. And if we have if Noah and I have like a board meeting, or if we have something really important, I'll just make sure I'm dialed in.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I have to say, you've introduced me to a lot of things, but the one thing that has been, I think, probably one of the most significant, like life-changing things has been nasal breathing and mouth taping. I've been doing, I'm so devoted to it because it's helped regulate my nervous system
Well,
so
that
much.
plays into the HRV, and that's why you're feeling that.
Can you explain a little bit about that?
Again, I'm not an expert in any of this,
but
from
you know a lot.
From what I understand, what I've been taught and what I've researched, the game plan is to maximize nitric oxide, which is just optimizing your oxygen breath, getting more oxygen into the bloodstream and be more efficient about getting the carbon dioxide out. And nasal breathing is the complete game plan for that. Mouth breathing is the opposite. Nasal breathing turns on the brain. It oxidizes the air. When you go into mouth breathing, it almost puts you in a parasympathetic state where you're in fight or flight immediately. So if when you're sleeping and you're going into fight or flight when you're breathing through your mouth, that's disrupting your sleep. That's disrupting your REM. It's disrupting your deep, and you're going into a really bad place. But if you can go into the parasympathetic, which is nasal breathing, it's calming the nervous system and you're optimizing the oxygen. And through time, that's beneficial for energy, nervous system, and sleep.
That is like one thing, like I have to tape my mouth at night.
Well, a lot of people with breathing, they're like, I have to breathe through my stomach. It's really about slowing the breath as much as possible through your nose, breathing almost in the back of your pockets to your kidneys. That's a deeper breath.
Like back to your throat
and then
down.
We got to shout out Brian Mirabella, our breath coach, who was on this podcast and is a coach to like so many Olympic athletes and to NFL stars and so forth. But he taught us that. And it's not about hyperventilating. Like I see a lot of these biohackers hyperventilating all the time and doing these deep breaths. And I know there's some value to it. I know you do some of it.
I do some of it. It depends where
you're at. But the truth is, we're in such a stressful world. Every minute you have to do breath work is just to calm, just to bring yourself down.
So just
in my theory, in my opinion,
in slow, deep back, and then exhaling out through the nose.
Almost silent. The more silent it is, the softer it is.
And then what I learned through Brian and you, because do you work out with mouth tape on?
I sometimes do. I with a mouth guard now, so it just reminds me. I have a mouth guard, so it reminds me. And I actually have these nostril openers, which everyone's going to think I'm a freak, but I have nostril openers so you can actually get more oxygen through a nasal flare.
Right. Well, from Brian.
From Brian, yeah.
Another thing, Brian.
And when he told me that the Olympian guys are doing, I'm like, I'll do it. I'll try it. I won't look like such a douche in the gym.
That's all he has to say, you do it.
I try a lot of shit.
You try a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I'll never forget. I think we were flying to Ibiza, and Jason, this is the part that we didn't really talk about this because I'm always careful to not have it feel too extreme meets like that. Who's going to do that every day? But when you were opening your nasal cavity with that Q-tip
Right.
with what is that oil?
Well, I
The
was thinking
elder,
the white lotus oil.
the white lotus
So you
oil.
put it on a Q-tip and you go all the way back, and you don't really realize how far back the cavity goes.
There's 3 cavities
So
on each side.
it goes back probably like that far back, and you're dropping the oil there. And what's it doing? It's just opening up your whole sinuses to awake the brain, but also just to have you get more oxygen in. It's a great way to wake up if it's part of the routine.
It does wonders.
Yeah.
I've never shared it, but I do it.
It would be a little gross to show, but in theory, it's pretty powerful.
I know, because
Yeah.
people have said like, oh, I can't mouth tape because I'm too like clogged. My
Right.
nasal passage is clogged. And this was one way. By the way, I was too. It really opened everything up.
That opens it up. I think people using the saline spray
Helps.
more, and people forget, put it in the shower. That's a nice little trick. Do it while you're in the shower.
Oh, the
little
nasal.
note.
Oh, okay. Love that.
And doing that is always helpful. And then they have pretty powerful like saline wash irrigations where you're actually shooting it up through one cavity and it comes out the other.
Like a neti pot.
Like a neti pot, but it's almost like a little squeezer bottle, right?
Mm.
And I travel with it. And so as soon as I feel like it's getting like that, or you travel with, a little Obis, which, is a little inhaler, which I think more people know Boom Boom from Shark Tank. They know that brand, but this helps a lot too.
You got me one of those. It's great.
Yeah.
It's really great, an immediate moment of feeling a little stressed out too.
Right. Or just a little energy.
Right.
Just a little energy. Like before we did a nice little smelling salt and we went.
Well, it just opens everything up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I mean, it's been, and I have to give a shout out to Dream Recovery because those mouth strips are phenomenal.
Their new one is great when it's just
Love it.
Like a little over the lip. Really good.Ose guys are smart guys.
I really like it.
They're good guys.
They're such good guys. I really like it because I can talk.
Yeah.
If the kids come in.
And it's not so claustrophobic. You don't feel like you're too tough. Like other brands, we won't mention them. It's almost like you're.
I agree. And like I know even Dream Recovery has some of those options
but
too.
Their new one is great.
I think it was good for me in the beginning to really learn how to keep my mouth shut.
Considering you're going to sleep for
8,
you're going to sleep to 7 to 9 hours. If you could put yourself in that parasympathetic state and let your body really relax, it's so much more restorative if you're a mouth breather.
Mm-hmm.
And I would bet probably 50% of the population are mouth breathers.
So what is your sleep stack to enhance your sleep? Because it's serious.
It's not as serious.
You cut it back?
I cut it back a little bit. I'm pretty religious with chamomile tea because it has something called, starts with an A. It has this compound that helps you create more melatonin. Lately, I've been really diligent with magnesium glycinate.
Love.
I cycle that a little bit with threonate that breaks the blood-brain barrier, but I kind of like cycle both of them. Vitamin E, someone told me that was good, and I've been trying that.
Before bed.
5-HTP before bed. I take zinc before bed. And that's about it. And then I'll take melatonin. I'm a big believer in melatonin.
With all of that, you take melatonin?
With melatonin. So it's controversial, and a lot of people, there's a lot of theory that, hey, you're going to use this and your body's not going to, it's a hormone. Melatonin's a hormone. And your body's not going to use it. So then when you shut it off, your body doesn't know how to do it. But then there's another theory that it's a super powerful antioxidant, really great for the immune system. I've been doing it for like 5-10 years. I use a lipo version, which is super absorbable. And I punch in with that. And that to me works really well. And then I'll tap into the neurovisor, that mechanism I told you, and they have a sleep mode. They have a relax mode. They have a creativity mode.
So the one you're putting over your eyes.
Yeah, I'll put on for 15 minutes and I'm instantly put into like that state. And then I have the 8 sleep mattress to be able to cool yourself down. And then in the morning, heat up so that your cortisol doesn't have to do the work to wake you up is just an amazing situation. But my sleep stack's pretty regular. My morning routine is probably a little bit more intense.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, wait, before you go there, you said 5-HTP. I love 5-HTP.
Mm-hmm.
Kim Struther actually got me taking it.
Yeah, I remember she told you.
Yeah.
It's a mood enhancer. I think it helps with serotonin or dopamine in some regard, balancing it. And it just, I think it sort of like fills your well up so you can use it later on. And I don't think it actually helps you with sleep. I think it helps you with your brain nutrients. That's my theory on it.
I think it helps calm you down a little bit. Like it helps reduce stress and balance mood. So when I'm in a place where I really need it, I'll take it in the morning too. I try to keep it to like 100 milligrams.
Yeah, I think I'm probably
But if I'm in a place where I need it, I will take another one the next day.
Okay.
It
Well,
really helps my mood.
L-theanine, the amino acid L-theanine
Game changer.
is people love it. It's in almost every drink right now. It's in almost every caffeinated beverage, and the whole theory is with caffeine and that it gives you like a smoother energy and like a less spiky energy.
I took it today.
Sorry.
I needed
So
it.
that has the same effect. We talked earlier about ashwagandha, which people are fanatical about. There is another side to that it numbs you too much if you take it for too long, and you should be cycling on and off of it. But there's a lot of those adaptogenic supplements that really help with stress.
Rhodiola.
Rhodiola is great, but I think that works differently because it really reads. It's an adaptogenic where it's really reading what you need, if you need to be chill or if you need energy. So I've been using rhodiola a little bit before the workouts, and I think it's helpful.
Okay, you think it's
Yeah,
giving you a
a little
boost.
boost, yeah.
Okay, so tell us what your morning looks like from the moment you wake up. I want to know, are you touching your phone?
Okay.
Be honest, everything.
I wake up, I touch my phone just to see how my sleep score was. So I see that, but I don't scroll because I know that's just terrible because it sets the tone for your cortisol to chase that shit all day
Right.
long.
Do you have a Hatch alarm clock?
What's that?
You need a Hatch
What's a
alarm clock.
Hatch?
It's so amazing. Well, it's great because you don't need your phone as your alarm.
Right.
But I mean, they have everything on there. I listen to rain at night. I love sounds. Like I need a fan or rain. And the alarm is like this woman's, like you can set it to what you
people
want.
don't really believe that those binaural beats or those frequencies on sound it really does work.
And the
Fully
way that
really
you
does
wake
work.
up is really important. Some people have
So you wake up with some of those sounds.
with like a
Okay.
beautiful, like
Right.
but it's not to the point that I want to stay in bed. It's like, it's literally a woman like, rise and shine. But it's like really nice. And I feel like it just makes
Right.
me feel
I'll
like
try it.
awake.
I'll try it. I'll
Okay.
definitely try it.
I'm
So
introducing something to you.
Yeah. Give me
Okay.
a-
So
So I wake up, I go to the bathroom, I brush my teeth, scrape my tongue. By the way, a really good technique on cleaning the tongue scraper is just lemon water on the brass. It cleans it up because
okay.
tongue scraping gets a little gross.
No, you have to clean your
Yeah.
tongue scraper.
Then I put on a little face stuff. I usually do nicotinamide from Stroom, which I heard a whole podcast about how it just brings circulation there. Then I have an exosome cream that I'm trying out that's new, and then I put vitamin C. That's my morning
So you're putting this on your skin.
face. Yep.
Okay.
Then I'll go into the kitchen where I'll make myself a 32 to 40 ounce glass of water, strict from Mountain Springs, which is out of glass, not plastic. And I'll just squeeze a lemon in there, just lemon.
But you have filtered water at your house too.
I filtered water, but then I have the big glass bottles that come.
Right.
So I'll do that, and I'll make myself I think, a lot of people are like, add salt, add electrolytes. I think lemon is enough. A lemon has the vitamins, it has nutrients, and it alkalines you. It's just a great way to like power that water to rehydrate. Then I'll put on another thing of cream. In the fridge, I have this peptide, a copper peptide that's in the fridge that a compound pharmacy makes. And that's really good for collagen production.
On your skin.
On your skin.
And like, is that what you're taking as the peptides?
I take several peptides, and we should talk about peptides.
Okay, I want to talk about all of them.
Then I go outside to get my circadian rhythm down, where I'm getting my sunlight. I'm launching my eyes into the sun, as everybody's been talking about. Huberman made that famous, and I'm doing that while I'm on a trampoline. So I'm being really efficient by doing a trampoline for 5 minutes, getting sun. And the trampoline's theory is that it's lymphatic drainage.
Opens
Opens the lymphatic, and it just gets the blood moving. And I think there's something to just putting your blood into like G-force, because you're in that level that just shakes the blood enough that makes it healthy. There's some theory behind that.
It opens up your chi too. It's like an energy shifter.
So that's part of the opening. And then I will go inside, and then I put my second peptide, which is called PDDB, on my head, on just my front brow. And then I have a red light helmet that goes on my head for 5 minutes.
I love that you're giving us all the juice.
The red light helmet is critical to maintain hair. Like, I think I've seen so many of my friends lose their hair. My hairline's receding, so I'm fighting it with everything I have. And that's part of the game plan.
Your hair looks fuller.
Thank you. Well, some peptides are working. So I do that. Then I'll open up the New York Post, sort of decompress, I get the Post in Vegas, so I keep up with everything in New York. So I'll do that for 5 minutes. And then upstairs, I have a one-panel red light um, paneling. And on the bottom, I have a vibrating plate. So I do about 15 minutes every other day in front of the red light while the plate is vibrating. That's also lymphatic, but it does a lot of other things for the joints and so forth. And I have different modes on the red light: one for fat loss, one for skin, one for wellness, one for mitochondrial health. They have
What
different
one do you
modes.
use?
I usually use the one for wellness.
And what is the brand of the red light?
It's called Luminate.
Mm.
And I got it at a conference that Ben Greenfield picked out for me, the biohacker. So I did some research, and it's got all the right frequency, the right da da da
Right.
da da. I think that's pretty much. And then I'll go to workout right after fasted. I'll go fasted.
So you haven't had. Well, what
haven't-
about your aminos that you put in
Well,
your?
yeah. So
Okay.
that's my pre-workout. So as I go to the gym, I'll put glycine, my aminos. And by the way, I was onto the amino thing like 10 years ago,
You've been
before
on that
everybody's talking about perfect amino. There used to be Keon aminos that everybody had. Aminos, obviously, building block for proteins. And so I have that. My pre-workout also has arginine and citrulline, which opens up the blood vessels just for more circulation. I take something called alpha GPC, which is like a motivator that I heard Huberman take, so I just threw it in there, and I think it works. I can't really have the science
Do
behind
you
it.
listen to his podcasts?
He's one of the guys. I haven't for a while, but for like 2 years ago, I was almost dialed into anything that interests me. I was pretty dialed in, and it's a journey because it's like
They're
2
long.
to 3 hours. And to extract it, there's something I have called Snippet. It's an app, Snipes, where you can sort of channel through and see the headlines, and you could pull a lot of the better stuff you're interested in from a podcast that's 3 hours. So I got that too. I'll
Like
get you
the
name.
Cliff Notes. Do you have
Yeah.
ADHD?
Not that I know, but probably.
Okay.
Probably. What somebody said?
My team diagnosed me, so I don't really know either, but it sounds right.
Who said there was some good thing to take for that. Anyway, so that's part of, and then I go to the workout with the aminos, and then after the workout, I'll come and have like a pretty heavy protein breakfast,
Like what?
with fruit. Lately, really, I found like a nice thing that works for me that was really interesting. Like last year, when I sent you the pictures when I was all ripped up and I was like 200 pounds and 12% body fat, the pictures I showed you.
Yes, of course.
So that was probably one of the better muscular shapes I was in. But I was diving in so hard on the protein, and I was like believing all this, like 1 gram of protein, 1 gram. And you told me that, right? But I had to go through the.
But you were saying you were getting so bloated.
Yeah, exactly. So
like you were so lean, but then your stomach was like
so disastrous.
Extended.
And what I found out was really it's a matter of fiber. That people don't dive into the fiber and all these. And I used to, when I lived in Venice, I worked out at Gold's Gym. Now I work out at Hume, which is a better gym.
It's so beautiful.
But you go to Gold's Gym with these bodybuilders, and all of their stomachs are just fucking dysbiosis. It's like falling out. It's because they're not eating enough fiber. And I think most stomach problems are happening because people aren't getting that 30 grams of fiber, and people don't really understand what 30 grams of fiber really is.
Right.
As soon as I stopped paying attention to the protein and on the fiber, it all went away.
I am so happy to hear you say this, because I remember when we were in your kitchen and by the way, going to Jason's is like, for me, it's literally like a health food store.
More like a chemistry set.
I die for it because I'm the exact same. And I know you probably only use like 25% of everything that you have, much like myself. But I'm in there and I'm whipping up a smoothie using all your concoctions. And you're like, that's not enough protein. I'm like, Jason, yes, it is.
Yeah, you were right.
It is enough protein. I'm telling
right.
you, I think you were eating how many eggs?
I was eating like 8 eggs a day.
8 eggs.
And it was destroying me. And I didn't even understand how much. So here's a great thing that saved my life. Just one thing. A pear. A pear is 8 grams of fiber. You have 2 pears a day. You're 50% there.
Wow.
Like just something that simple, right?
Yes.
So yeah, that was something I found out. So back to the breakfast, I'll have a lot of fruit. and then I'll have maybe 2 or 3 eggs now, or I'll have some sort of lean protein.
This is why
Yeah.
I love fruit. I mean, first of all, fruit is very cleansing.
Yeah. And hydrating.
It's such a beauty food. Like it's so good for your skin. It activates your
And everyone
colon.
gives it such a bad rap. They're
I
like, you're going to
know.
get fat on it. Our friend Brian Maravella, again, he's a fruitarian.
Which is
all he does is eat fruit, and the guy's ripped to shreds.
He's ripped to shreds.
So what's the theory here? So
No, I know.
he's a living, breathing proof that everyone should lean into fiber more, and they should lean into fruits so much more.
Look at Banana Blondie, Michelle. She's so lean. First of all, she's been doing yoga for how many years? Doesn't lift weight. You know, it really.
She's big into the fruits.
She'll eat like 8 bananas.
Right.
She eats tons of fruit. She's always talked about this. I love Michelle because she's so outspoken and what she believes in. And
she got you into the game.
I mean, she did. Let's give her a huge shout out, actually. Yeah. She inspired me.
I saw her daughter at EDC. She's lovely.
Oh, wow. Yeah. That's crazy to think. But I do think we have to have this discernment with not just being so dialed into what is trending so hard.
People are diving in so hard into the protein, they're going to destroy their gut.
I mean, I've been saying this for so long.
I should have listened to you. I had to learn on myself, but you were 100%
But I'm
right.
gentle with it. And I still listen. Like, I wasn't eating animal protein. Now I am. But I do think there is this dance of, that's why I eat mostly a plant-focused diet. Why? Because fiber. Like, I have such a fiber-rich diet. And it helps. I mean, people don't want to talk about it.
We are completely involved. But yeah, it gets you
moving.
But
you have to eliminate. Like,
without that, it's getting stuck. And it's getting bloated. And you're having gas. And you're having...
But it also increases brain fog.
Right. Yeah, because the connection with the gut microbiome and the brain is all connected through the vagal nerve. And if you're not doing stuff to handle that, well, if this is bad, it's going to fuck up that.
Right.
And then also back to HRV, doing exercises for the vagal nerve. One of the best things is humming, by the way, humming exercises.
You taught me in the cold plunge.
Yes, I did.
That video is iconic.
I got a lot of credit for that.
I love a cold plunge. You introduced me to them. But I think 2 things that I really want to say for the women. We're
probably aligned in what we think cold plunge is in it now. I want to hear what you think.
But I think for women too, like hearing you say that you work out on an empty stomach. So, I mean, I don't think you're technically intermittent fasting, but you're having a fasting workout, correct?
The other reason I do that, by the way, I know you're going somewhere, is because I take the peptides in the morning, and you have to take the peptides fasted. So that's another reason why I do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's the one that you're...
If I didn't have the peptides, I probably would like a fruit beforehand to take that glycogen and put it right into my muscles and use it right away.
Right.
But because of the peptides, that's why I do it. But go ahead.
Okay, got it. So I feel like I have to say this for the women because because of our hormones and we're just so like men and women are built so differently. Like for me, intermittent fasting increases anxiety. Like I realize, and I tried it for years, but I realize as I've gotten older, like, wow, it really disrupts my nervous system. So I prefer more of like fruit or a smoothie of some sort before I work out.
You know why that's working for you though?
Why?
A lot of intermittent fasting, it drains your adrenals. Your adrenals need to be restored almost every 3 hours or they start pulling from other things. Like when you do coffee, you drain your adrenals, right? But having fruit every 3 hours restores that. So that's why you feel that way. You're taking care of your adrenals.
Which is, I mean, my adrenals have been taxed from just like childhood stuff and then living in the city. It's something I think a lot of people don't really have a hold on their adrenal health. I take something for my adrenals too. It really helps from Gaia Herbs. And then for women with cold plunging, which I know you would agree too, I think as studies have gone on, like, and I didn't know any of this before I was going into yours, had no idea where I was in my cycle and literally thought I might die in there. And now I know, first of all, it was way too cold for me. Like it doesn't have to be as cold
and I bet
for
based
women.
On the cycle, you have different sensitivities, right?
Tremendous sensitivities. And times that I think avoiding it is the best. So that has been a really big learning. And just realizing that like I don't have to go like as hard as you do.
Yeah.
you know?
No, yeah, for sure.
That's like the competitive part of
Yeah,
me that
yeah.
wanted to keep up,
Right.
but
But
realizing
you got in it, you felt it. When you and I were dabbling with it, it was like a big craze. We were all trying it out. But as I experimented with it more, I thought it was hurting my gains when I was training. I was training in the morning and then I would do a cold plunge and I was reading more up on it. And your body needs that inflammation to signal to itself, hey, time to grow muscle. Hey, time to burn
mm,
fat. And when you jump in the cold plunge every day, it's kind of it's muting that. So my theory now is like once a week on my off day, just to like the dopamine rush,
yeah,
the inflammation that it helps with.
oh, it
Like
helps
once
so
a week,
much
that's all I need, and that works for me. But then we have other maniacs like our boy Fisher, the DJ, who does it
every
every
day.
single day, and like he travels to hotel, and they have to have the ice ready for him in the bath, and he looks fantastic, and he's going to 50 different cities in one day,
It
and it works
works.
for him.
It keeps him,
So
he probably feels alive,
it probably helps him with the inflammation of so much travel,
right?
which is just brutal.
Yes. No, I mean, I can't believe what I've learned from like
Yeah.
a cold plunge taught me a lot about
Well,
life.
willpower.
Oh my God. I
Yeah,
mean,
for
I
sure.
bawled the first time I really had my breakthrough. I was hysterically crying. No, Kim didn't know what to do. I cried for 3
Yeah,
minutes.
it's emotional for
It was
sure.
so emotional because
Yeah.
I think you realize a power and a strength inside that we all have, but sometimes we have to meet something that really like exposes that
Hmm.
and shows us that
For
you
sure.
actually can do more than you think you can.
Hmm.
And I mean, for that reason alone, like I do love it. I'm just more cautious now
Yeah.
for a
I
cycle.
think we've learned how to handle that differently, but
Yeah,
definitely has its value.
totally.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have your breakfast and then tell me
Yeah. Where else are
all
we
of the
going? Where are we
supplements. We
going?
need to know the supplement
Well,
stack.
I have the supplements when I have my meal. I have some of them. There's a theory on like taking certain ones not with food. Not it's too much to know. I just do a lot of them. I do a lot of them with the food. So
Same.
what am I taking? I'm still on pharmaceutical grade omegas. I get them from the pharmacy, so like I know that they're clean as hell because some of the stuff you're buying on the shelf is a little tainted and rancid with fish oils.
What do you mean like pharmacy grade? Like
I
what
get it from the pharmacy. I
what
get a prescription of
oh,
omega,
got it.
so it comes from
So
like a
does
real
Noah.
thing. Yeah, I think Noah does also.
Yeah.
That I have that special gene where I can't methylate at
Yep.
something. I don't fully understand it, so I take this methyl B vitamin that helps
Okay.
me methyl. I guess it helps me detox.
Right.
I take some hormone optimizers, DHEA, prolegalone, I can't pronounce it, and then a thing called DIM, which just basically takes your like free testosterone and turns it into like absorbed testosterone. So that just helps optimize my tests. Um, I take a DCK multivitamin. Um, Other than that, I don't think I take any. Yeah, I'm taking CoQ10 from for heart health and energy and for mitochondrial, and not much else that would like blow your mind.
I feel like you
Taurine is something I've been trying. Taurine, I think, is going to be a very big supplement that's coming up. There's been a lot of studies that's showing that in mice and in monkeys, it's extending life by 12%. It hasn't done anything with humans, but I think more and more people are going to talk about taurine and its effect on longevity, nervous system, optimization in general. So that's a big one. That I think is like going to be really talked about soon, and people are already doing it.
I feel like I have to say this, you guys. Obviously, we are not
Yeah,
doctors
we're
or
not
experts.
doctors.
This
This
is
is
just
just
our
our
opinion.
our
Right.
opinions, and
It's really important to
our
say that.
anecdotal opinions.
Right.
The other thing that everyone's been, you know, riding the jock on is this methylene blue, which is was used back in the '90s, like early '90s, as some medicine for people, and then later on it became used as a cleaner for aquariums. It was the glass cleaner for aquariums because it could get rid of the algae. And now people are taking this as a mitochondrial booster. It apparently allows for a extra electron. Again, I'm not a doctor, some sort of chemical reaction. And if you do it in the sun, it has some photosynthesis moment and
Mhm.
it's driving this extra energy and this healing thing. And people are swearing about it. It's almost like a badge of honor because it gives you a blue tongue. I'm sure you've seen this on the
I've
internet.
seen a ton of it.
2.5 years ago, I told you methylene blue's coming up just because I give her the indication.
He did.
I give her the indications and after my journey with it, I think it destroyed my gut completely.
Really?
And I spoke to a gut doctor, Dr. Hazon out of LA, one of the top docs. She did a study on it where it destroys all the good bacteria. And it makes sense because it was cleaning aquariums.
Wow.
What do you think it's doing to the
Cleaning
gut microbiome?
house.
So it's killing something called bifidal bacteria. And bifidal bacteria is probably the most important positive bacteria you have that you need a lot of to be healthy. And it's destroying it right away. So I think that's got some things. And I think we're just going to get a lot of hate being like, no, I take it. It saved my life.
Right.
Well, if it works for you, it works for you.
Right.
It didn't work for me. And I think there's going to be some studies that if you use too much of it, it's going to have some issues.
What does she think about colonics?
Honestly, she thinks it's very bad.
She does.
Yes,
a lot of
does.
people
she
do.
does.
Yeah.
And she's a gut doctor, and her theory is the same thing on that it kills.
You're stripping.
It's killing bifidal bacteria. And she has a huge lab. She's a top doc. She's like top doc. And I became dear friends with her, so I get a lot of inside info. But she says, and I go, listen, I've been doing colonics for years.
I love colonics, but it's about the space. Like, I'm not doing it every week.
Right. I think it's more of an issue for people that are doing it a lot and just stripping out that good bacteria.
It averages for me maybe 6 to 8, but like I like feel it. I know when I need to do it.
Right.
Do you?
Ever since I've been taking the fiber, I've been pretty good. The fiber really was a game changer for me. And really understanding what 30 grams is. I bet you go on the street and ask people how much fiber is in an orange versus a bowl of salad.
Right.
No one can tell you.
Yeah.
You have to educate yourself on it. Yeah.
I mean, I totally agree with you. You really have to lean into what feels right for you. And for me, colonics, I'm super regular. It's never been like, oh, I need that to be regular. It's more of like an energy release. It's like brain fog. I feel like when I start to feel super anxious or off, like I feel like that's usually when it's.
There's institutes and spas all over the world that have made a living off of it for 50 years of people live and die by it.
Yeah.
So again, it's what works for you. Yeah. And I think there's a real healing element to the water. It's just probably not to do it as often as you should.
Right.
As they probably want you to.
Yeah. I feel that. Okay. What else are things that you've done that because you seem not shy about it?
Let's talk about peptides.
And then we'll talk about peptides and then
okay. So do you know what a peptide is?
No, and I don't take any of I don't even.
I think that's going to become a bigger talking point in health and wellness very fast. Like every gym from like an Equinox to your local gym is going to now offer peptide support and peptide advice and peptide at the gym very soon.
So peptides and stem cells.
Totally different world. That's totally different worlds.
Okay.
Not even in the same
ballpark.
Yeah. Peptides, from what I understand, again, I'm not a doctor, it's a chain of amino acids that gets sort of manipulated to create a signaling mechanism to your body to do certain things. So there's different sequences that can do all sorts of different things. There's a peptide I can give you, and within a day, you'll be tanner than you've ever been tan. There's a peptide you take, which helps growth hormone. There's one for cognitive health. There's one for healing. There's one for ligament healing. There's one for immune boost. The immune boost peptides, which is thymus alpha, is going to become a very big thing very soon. And it's going to be something that almost every doctor is adding if you have the flu or the cold immediately.
And what form is this in?
Up until now, peptides were well known, I think 20, 30 years ago, don't quote me, when the Russian Olympic team was using it for enhancements. And they got in trouble for using peptides.
Got it.
Now, peptides is just an amino acid, and it only has like a life, a shelf life. There's a word for it, a life within your body for less than 12 hours. And there's no side effect. What's great about it is you're not putting anything endogenous into your system. It's not like you're putting growth hormone or testosterone.
Right.
You're signaling your body to do a modality or an action.
Okay.
That's the difference. So you're really just creating from yourself. There's stuff for fat burning,
But is
testosterone.
this because you said you use a cream, but is this in capsule form? Is it liquid? Is it?
All of it is an injection right now. So
Got
you
it.
have to be comfortable with injection.
Okay.
So right now I'm taking something called TB500, which helps you recover muscularly because I'm starting the summer and I'm trying to put on some muscle.
Mm-hmm.
I take something called testosterone, which helps reduce fat and visceral fat. It centers around visceral fat, the fat around your organs, which is really the hardest to get off. Then I take something called a sloop, which is a fat burner. And then at night, there's something called pinealion, which helps you sleep, which
And
is
it's
part of the
okay to
sleep
take
cycle.
all of that.
Yeah. And you got to cycle on and off of it.
And who do you see?
I have a
What
peptide
doctor?
doc.
You have a peptide
Yeah, I have a
doc.
peptide doc. She's out of Atlanta. I've had one out of LA. Now that I'm in Vegas, I'm back to, I got referred to this one doctor. She's great. But stuff like CJC, epinephrine, a lot of guys are using it instead of steroids, instead of testosterone, because it's cutting fat, it's boosting your growth hormone, but there's no side effect. You can stop, it's out of your system in a day.
Got it.
And it's nowhere near as strong.
Okay.
Like it's nowhere near as strong. It's like giving you 10% of what maybe a steroid would do from what I'm told.
So you think it's giving you energy? It's like leaning you.
I'll give you two stories about peptides that I had that are so wild. I played in that, a bunch of our friends, Ludi and the Brazilians, played volleyball in LA at Will Rogers Beach. And I get invited almost every weekend. I play twice because they're so good. And I'm nowhere near as good as them. But when I play with them, I overcompensate to try to stay up with them. And when I played in the volleyball, my knee completely torn. I could feel it. For weeks. I couldn't walk on it. I let it rest. 3 weeks. I go get it in x-ray. The guy comes back. Meniscus, got to operate right away. Meniscus, you tore it, you're fucked. Operate right away. Got a second opinion. Meniscus, you're fucked right away. I said, before I do that, I started injecting something called BPC 157, which is probably the most known peptide right now. You probably have heard about it.
I haven't.
It's a healing peptide for ligaments. Some people do take that orally for gut microbiome.
Okay.
I injected it in my knee for a month. Gone.
Wow.
Gone. Second thing, and I'm going to be quick on the story. Someone in my family suffers from tinnitus. I won't say who because they're very sensitive about it.
Mm-hmm.
Being in the nightclubs as long as I have, I started getting a mild tinnitus, which is a ringing in the ear.
Yeah.
And like 3 times a week, I would get this. It would be like an air pocket, like in an airplane where your air, you feel the air pressure. And then I feel a buzz for like 3 minutes and freaks you the fuck out.
Mm-hmm.
I got referred to this peptide called dihexa, which is for brain. It's a brain augmentator for peptides. It's signaling your brain to have more brain power. Done. And it's pretty powerful. Those were my experiences. And if you take these peptides, like I had a flu, I was struggling with it. I'm on day 10. I can't get over it. I take that thalamus.
So you're injecting all of these.
I'm injecting.
Okay.
Yep. I'm injecting. BPC, you could take orally.
Yourself.
Yeah, I do it myself.
Okay.
But now there's a new company called, I'll get it to you. They're creating a lot of it. They're creating stacks of peptides orally.
Okay.
And that's like the hot new thing that the guys are using.
I've had some companies reach out and I'm like, I am so foreign to peptides. Like,
you should try a little bit.
No, I'm very intrigued.
And here's the good news. No side effects. It only lasts a day in your system. And there's been nobody having one issue over it.
Right. Can you share a little bit on your stem cell? Like you don't love them.
Well, stem cells is a completely different thing.
Right. You've tried stem cells as well. So tell me how you feel about that.
Okay. Yeah. Well, there's different healing mechanisms from the blood that you can get from yourself or foreign to help you heal. So there's plasma therapy, where you take the blood, you spin it, and you put it back.
Did you learn about all this shit?
There's plasma. There's plasma therapy, which is pretty obvious. When guys are hurt or they pull a ligament, they pull the blood, they spin it, they take the healing factors out of the blood, and then they re-inject it into the injury, and it heals twice as fast. That's plasma.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's something called exosomes, which they're pulling a part of the blood, which is also a healing factor, and it's more powerful than plasma, but not as powerful as stem cell. Stem cell is the gold standard of that healing factor. And people are using stem cells for all sorts of injuries acutely. So they're pulling it from bone marrow and hip. If you go to Mount Sinai or you go to Cedars in LA, they'll go and get your hip and they'll pull the bone marrow out of your hip. They'll create the stem cell and they'll put it in the various injuries you have. And they have dramatic success of turning people around. In fact, Kobe Bryant was famous for his Achilles that he tore, and I'm pretty sure it was stem cells that got him back.
Got it.
It's pretty famous that these stem cells can turn you around. What's happening now, though, and for the last 5 years, is people are taking the stem cells and putting it into an IV to put it into your whole body and letting the stem cells just go and find oxidative stress or issues within your own body to heal. And people are coming back but that part, not the acute part, is not legal in America. They just made it legal in Florida.
Okay.
So all these clinics are now going to open up in Florida. But if you go to Cabo, my happy place, I just bought a house there. I'm very excited.
You did?
Yes.
What?
I'll tell you later.
How did you tell me?
And
yes.
you go to any. There's tons of high-end clinics down there. In fact, I was down there and two major celebrities had just walked out and I was saying hello to a doctor that I knew. I didn't go down there for stem cells, but I was saying hello to my doc friend, Dr. Lakey. Anyway, so that's happening there. Now, what's happening is people are going down to Colombia, Costa Rica, Cabo, and getting the stem cells put in intravenously. And the theory is it's going in and healing you. And people are coming back feeling unbelievable, like it's a fountain of youth. Some people are coming back having a very bad reaction to the stem cells because the stem cells are not matching or having some sort of, I think it was explained to me that your immune system might see it as a foreign body and react badly to it. So there is a factor of people coming back fucked up. In fact, one of the biggest health influencers out there, a doctor that you follow on Instagram, was in the hospital for 3 weeks. I know this through my Venice circuit.
Wow.
Because he took stem cells and had a terrible reaction to it.
I've heard a few stories.
That's why it's not legal yet in America, I think, fully. I think there still needs a lot of studies. And the scary part is that if it goes wrong, nobody has a track record on how to handle it.
Oof.
So that's the scary part about it. I think we've just put a bunch of doctors out of business and every IV company that sells NAD out of business.
We don't want to do that. We want you guys to be your own.
Research yourself. Yes.
I mean, listen, you've been telling me about peptides for at least the past month. You've been sending me things and I am intrigued.
By the way, the skin stuff used to be something that the compound pharmacist puts in my fridge and I have to do it. And that was very foreign 3 years ago. Now you have copper peptides in L'Oreal and everything.
Right.
So that's just an indication of where it's going to go for everywhere else.
Yeah.
Every longevity doctor or homeopathic doctor is prescribing peptides all across America right now. And I think it's probably the most exciting thing happening in the field, my opinion.
Okay. I'm going to try something. I feel like
try
yes.
one modality.
Yeah,
maybe
the stem cell
maybe we'll just get you tan for a photo shoot.
I was like, oh, that's interesting.
Every modality possible, they have it.
Interesting.
Sex, gut health, building muscle, hair growth.
Wow.
Every modality they have a sequence for.
I would want mine for energy and to feel
there's a mitochondrial
sharp,
one.
Like the cognitive.
Yep. That's a C-Max, Semax for your brain or Dihexa.
Okay.
And then they have they have a bunch of mitochondrial boosters.
Okay. Yeah. Amazing. I feel like there are a lot of things to experiment with.
Yeah. Let's
after this. Is there anything else that you do?
Can you pull and inject?
I think so.
It's pretty easy.
Yeah.
As long as you don't have a aversion
I think I can.
to,
as long as it, I'm super interested because I just feel like as I'm getting older, it's like,
time to
you gotta try some things.
If there's some things to step up the game to optimize, why not?
Peptides, exactly.
Right.
No.
If you said, hey, I want to put on muscle, and I said, do growth hormone, that would be a terrible advice because, listen, you put on some muscle, but you're putting a foreign substance in here.
Right.
Here with the peptide, you're just signaling yourself for your body to do it naturally.
I mean, I think it feels like something I would want to explore.
Right.
And I know a lot of people who use growth hormones and have had
Great success on it. Yeah.
massive
Well,
success.
muscle is, at the end of the day, the longevity secret. The more muscle you have, the studies are all showing the longer you'll live.
Right.
So exercise and maintaining muscle is all that. Not to be emotional, but my dad passed, of course, and he really, I saw him starting to deteriorate as soon as he lost the working out
Really?
and the muscle, and it happened because he had a bad nerve. But I saw as soon as he didn't maintain the muscle, it was like quicksand. I just saw the
He
whole
did
thing
start getting really frail.
thin.
Yeah.
So that really is,
Yeah.
the muscle is everything.
I think it is too. And I also feel like mobility and flexibility
Yeah, absolutely.
needs to come into the forefront of this conversation again too,
Yeah.
because just having a ton of muscle, like you need to be able to literally have fluidity in life and be able to move.
A good segue to that is concentrating on fascial movements and fascial exercises, because that's almost like its own organ, which is like this sheet over your body, over the muscle, which can get really dehydrated and tight.
Yeah.
Or through mobility can be really lucid and really help with all that motion. And a lot of the stiffness comes from fascial issues rather than muscular issues.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Love it. Oh my
We're
God.
learning a lot.
Jason
We're going deep. We're
Strauss
going deep.
giving us all the goods and the juice. I'm like thinking to myself, I'm like, what do I need to edit out of here? What did we say?
Yeah. Again, we are not doctors.
By the way, it's fine.
This is anecdotal.
Yes.
We're not doctors.
Okay. If
we're going to get destroyed on Instagram.
No, it's fine. Who cares? If you could just leave us with, because it can feel overwhelming, right? Like hearing about all the things and the steps and people's routines. Like if you could just leave us with like a starter, like a 3-step starter for someone who feels like they want to up level, but like what would you say are like the ultimate zones to focus in on? I think you said them, but just to recap.
I think I'm going to go on that about the fiber and fruit, because it's hydrating you and fixing your gut microbiome. And that fiber also feeds that bifidal bacteria that I talked about. And apparently, if your bifidal bacteria is high enough, it can actually combat SIBO and some other things by being so high. Again, just something I've heard. So I would think that's a big one. Detoxification is a big one. We didn't dive into that.
Yeah.
Like, I think having some sort of program. I'm a huge believer in the sauna. I'm hitting the sauna 3 to 4 times a day.
A week.
Sorry, 3 or 4 times a week. And I think that's a big factor. And then if you want to get a little bit more into the mustard, like using binders beforehand to really attach onto the the negative stuff that's happening in your body and pull it out.
Can you explain what you mean by that?
Well, I'm not the full, I don't know it fully, but I take a few binders before the sauna, because you have toxins and I think they're positively charged. And then you take binders, which are negatively charged. I could have mixed that up. Again, I'm not a doctor. And they're helping pull that stuff out of you. There's so much stuff happening now with forever chemicals, microplastics. I mean, here's a public service announcement. If you go get a cup of coffee and it's in a paper cup, the entire paper cup is plastic. When they put the hot water in there, you're drinking a cup of plastic. If you're drinking a bottled water, sat on a truck for 9 hours to get to you in the heat, it is already full of microplastics. So detoxifying from that, they're already showing that it's disrupting hormones, it's disrupting mitochondrial, it's disrupting so much infertility. Like they're finding plastics in people's testicles, stuff like that. Anyway, so finding a detoxification, using the binders while your body is detoxifying in a sauna helps push it all out. So that's my message there. Exercise is should have been first, because muscle is everything, as we just discussed. My routine very quickly is, I'll do a push day on Monday, a pull day on Tuesday, doing 3 sets of each body part, going to failure. You don't have to do 3 sets, just go to failure. And then
or do a flow. I'll put you to failure.
Do a flow. This is what works for me. And she has this thing.
Of course.
Wednesday, mobility and cardio, and definitely the cold plunge on them on the Wednesday, so almost like a rest day, and then repeat Thursday and Friday. So almost 4 days of training, 1 day of break, and then you have the weekends just to like play tennis, do something active. That is just a really good formula, I think,
Yeah.
just to keep your muscles where you need it to be.
Love it. And your
Um,
breath, which
and
you
then
already went in on.
the fourth is just really paying attention to your nervous system and using tools to level set yourself and get some. If it doesn't create too much anxiety, like you mentioned before, for a
Yeah.
lot of people, if it doesn't add to the anxiety of
Right.
having the data, use the data to your advantage. And when when it's showing that you haven't slept well, that your readiness isn't good,
Hmm.
that your HRV is below 20, time to take a break and do something to
Yeah.
like address that so that you don't get caught. Because then you're going to get sick in the week,
Right.
or you're not going to be your best self, or you're going to get anxiety, or you're just going to be a mental mess.
Right. I mean, I was saying to Jason before this, sometimes I feel like hyper tracking can bring on anxiety for me, but I do think it is important. I mean, that's one thing I love about the 8 Sleep Shoe is just telling me my sleep score in the morning.
Hmm.
I do love the Aura Ring. I lost mine, but it it is good to have the knowledge, but I think if you're becoming so fixated and like hyper focused to the point where it like makes you feel like you're going to have a bad day if your sleep score wasn't where you wanted it to be, take a break.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to
You
be
don't have to be,
so
you're not a
hyper
scientist.
focused.
You're not a
Yeah.
scientist. But totally agree with you. But it's a good wake up call. Say, hey,
Yeah.
waving my hands,
Right.
time to slow the fuck down,
You have to
time to take a
listen.
breath.
You have to
Yeah.
listen to the
But when you're
cries, you
moving so fast, it's
guys.
hard to feel it.
It's
And
true.
sometimes it's too late if you don't get the early sign.
Mm,
Yeah.
that's so true. Okay, last thing,
Sure.
because you don't really drink caffeine anymore.
No, I try to avoid it. It's hard on the adrenals,
Yeah.
and I try to avoid it. Listen, on a night where we have a big nightclub night, I'm hosting a bunch of people, and I'm not myself. I'll take a shot of espresso when I need
Yeah.
it, but that's like SOS. Okay, I gotta dive in. And we don't do drugs, so
Right. Exactly.
we have espresso.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you love yerba
So
mate.
I like yerba mate because it is a natural form of the L-theanine, which we spoke about before,
I
with the
love this.
caffeine. Yeah, this is a great brand, and I have it in my office too. I was pleasantly surprised that you have it, and
They're
it
they're
gave us a really nice buzz
yeah,
throughout
no,
this
I
whole
feel
thing.
amazing, by the
Yeah.
way.
So yerba mate not only has amazing antioxidants, it has a little bit of GLP-1 for your digestion and controlling hunger. By the way, natural GLP-1. We didn't get into any
I
GLPs.
know we didn't talk about that. Just give me a quick high level. What do you
Quick high
think?
level, I think for people that have a real appetite issue and have a trouble with the weight, I think it's a miracle drug as long as you're getting enough protein and you're working out, because you're not getting enough calories and you could become skinny fat so quickly.
Mm,
I think I've seen so many friends just get skinny fat,
right.
and you have to work twice as hard now to maintain that muscles because you're not getting the calories.
Hmm.
And I also think there's a little sign that's going to be coming up, and I'm predicting it here, that people are going to microdose GLP-1,
They
super
already are. I
microdose,
hear so many people doing it.
microdosing. So it squells the hunger a little bit, but it's quelling other urges like alcohol or um, bad behavior, maybe like scrolling or things that you're addicted to. It's like calming everything down on the addiction front. So that might come
Mm,
up. I've been hearing a lot of good stuff
I
about
hear
that.
a lot of people doing it
Yeah.
already.
So I mean, whoever has stock in those companies it's just great.
Yeah.
But uh, yerba mate, L-theanine, antioxidant, GLP-1, and it gives you a little buzz. I think it's the best healthy thing. I mean, the best way is to get the really cut brewed and let
Hmm.
it drink. And the way they do it in Peru is they have it in a cup with this big, the silver straw, and they just use the cup all day long. And if you could just have that in the office, best buzz.
Love it.
Yeah.
And you don't drink much alcohol anymore. You really cut
No, I
back.
cut back a lot, like once a week maybe, and not a lot. I mean,
Yeah.
I just don't have it in me. I
No.
wish I could handle it. I just can't. I really wish I could, because I was happy for many years, but now I can't handle it.
Oh, this is so good.
Yeah, we went through a
Thanks.
lot.
You were so
We
honest.
touched everything.
Love it. You really are like a walking guinea pig. And you've introduced so many things to me, but it's, we'll say it one last time. It's just so important for you to be the gauge. Like there's so many things you've
Yeah,
done that I'm like a zero interest. And you
yeah,
do have to have that like visceral response to want to try
100%.
something.
Yeah, it's so individual. I've learned that, like, things that some of my friends or these other biohackers are doing, they get such a high off something that I get nothing off or I even feel bad from.
Right, right.
And I've tried a lot of stuff. So, yeah, it's really about what's working for you. 100%.
100%.
Yeah.
Jason
Well said. Well said.
Strauss. Thank
Thank you for having
you.
me. This has been fun.
This is so fun.
We went deep.
We went deep. That was great.